Did you know how this food is being prepared in the ancient Greece? Is how they prepare food similar to what we know? Let's find out. Before, fire is the most important element of cooking. It isn't the only heat source which people around the world, like ancient Greece, use in cooking. In the frosty climates of Iceland, people have been harnessing hot springs to slow cook and tenderize meat, while others, like Australian, sun-drenched cooking bread in the heat of ashes. With these ancient people use natural ways to cook food. Some of these traditional cooking methods are with the use of hot spring, cooking with ash, stone boiling, or earth oven. This method can rarely see this nowadays because as time passes by, people uses their experiences and creative minds to evolve with new techniques and ideas. Since technology is evolving, these traditional cooking methods are replaced and enhanced to make our cooking easier than before. During this present time, we still use the methods of cooking which includes boiling, baking, and roasting meat products which are now called dry heat and moist heat cooking method. Dry heat cooking refers to any cooking techniques where the heat is transferred to the food item without using any moisture. Dry heat cooking typically involves high heat with temperatures of 300 degrees Fahrenheit or hotter. Dry heat methods involves very high temperature with a short cooking time, while most heat cooking method include any technique that involves cooking with moisture, whether it is steam, water, stock, wine, or some other liquid. Cooking temperatures are much lower, anywhere from 140 degrees Fahrenheit to a maximum of 212 degrees Fahrenheit, because water doesn't get any hotter than that. This requires longer and slow cooking time. The browning of food, including the process of which meat is browned, called the Maillard reaction, can only be achieved through dry heat cooking method. Example of dry heat cooking method includes roasting and baking. Uses hot air, dry air to cook food such as poultry or meat like roasted chicken. Grilling and broiling, dry heat cooking methods can rely on heat being conducted through the air from an open flame. Grilling and broiling means or like barbecuing, chicken barbecue. Sautéing and pan frying is cooking with a small amount of oil. Oil is not a water soluble, which means no transfer of liquid happen in the food product. It is like ginisang giniling na manok. Deep frying is cooking food by submerging it into hot oil like fried chicken. While moist heat cooking method includes any technique that involves cooking with moisture, whether it is steam, water, stock, wine, or some other liquid. Example of moist heat cooking includes simmering, a cooking method which food requires to have liquid. It is a bit hotter than poaching. The range from 180 degrees Fahrenheit to 205 degrees Fahrenheit, where we will see bubbles forming and gently rising to the surface of the water. But the water still isn't at a full rolling boil because it surrounds the food in water that maintains a more or less constant temperature. Simmering cooks food very evenly. It's an excellent choice for culinary preparation, including stocks or soup, which we have discussed before. Boiling, the hottest of these three stages is boiling, where the water reaches its highest possible temperature of 212 degrees Fahrenheit. It's actually the least likely to the three to be used for cooking. It's like tinolang manok. Steaming is a moist heat cooking technique that employs hot steam to conduct heat to the food item. Steaming can be done on a stove top with a pot containing a small amount of liquid that is brought to a simmer. The item to be cooked is then placed in a basket suspended above the liquid and the pot covered. It's like chicken shomai. Braising and stewing is a form of moist heat cooking in which the item to be cooked is partially covered with liquid and then simmered slowly at a low temperature. Though it can be done on a stove top, braising is best done in the oven because the heat fully surrounds the pot and causes the food to cook more evenly than if it is were only heated from below, like adobong manok. Then and now, that's how food is being cooked. I hope you learned something. Thank you for listening. Bye.